Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing extremely well, and I'm excited to be doing like a second part video, guys, for you. I'm kind of going over the Bosch and Milwaukee and why I'm still using this as my primary daily driver. So in my previous video, I had gotten some questions and kind of along the lines of like, well, let's see, are you going to show us speed and power comparisons? Will you drive some stuff? Kind of show the differences between them. I had hoped to do that sooner, and it just never really came about. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that today. It's not going to be an exhaustive test. This isn't a big full review of each unit and how they stack up with one another. There's probably some really good videos out there already doing that. I just wanted to show you guys kind of the basics, and then go over again why I'm still, right at this point, still using this as my daily driver. So in that previous video, I talked about some of it already, but I'll just kind of reiterate some of that. My biggest thought, I guess, at this point is that most 18-volt drill drivers, impact drivers, they are going to have enough power, enough speed to be able to get done most of the tasks that you would ask of them on a daily basis, right? They're going to be able to drive in any sort of screw you throw at them, structural fasteners, screws, things like that. They should be able to handle all of those things. So while one may be more powerful than another, may have more speed and stuff like that, in the long run, other than perhaps like if you have concerns about operator fatigue or something like that, it's not going to help a tremendous amount in terms of productivity. You might see something there, but I honestly feel like if we're that concerned about being productive and efficient, then we probably have other areas where we could, make those efficiency gains. And I don't think an impact driver that's 1 second faster than another one is going to make that big of a difference. Maybe it will long term, but I just don't see it at this point. Again, if you have a concern about operator fatigue or something like that, so you want it getting done as fast as possible, I can understand that to some extent. So, but just kind of coming back to the whole thing, my reason then for choosing this is I prefer the ergonomics of this and some of the features that I'm getting with the Bosch set versus the Milwaukee. And that's kind of where my mind goes now. If it's got good performance, it's not for some reason just like an old, worn out tool or something like that, or the design is just complete junk, then it should handle the tasks I'm going to need it for. So what are the other features that might be important to me? So this fits my hand incredibly well. I love the feel of this. It's just really nice. It's comfortable to operate all day. Weight, between the two, I don't have a scale out here at the moment, but they're really comparable. So in terms of fatigue, the actual comfort of the grip would probably make more of a difference between these two than the actual weight. Now, just real quickly, you can kind of see there's some size differences there. The Milwaukee is an incredibly compact and an incredibly powerful tool. So huge kudos to them for doing that. But again, I've never run into a situation as of yet where this has been too large and this would have been handy at this point. So, and actually, you can kind of see some differences in batteries there, the size of the batteries. So I've got these on because these are 21700 cells, so that it's comparable to the Bosch ones. These are 21700 cells as well, and you can kind of see the size difference between these. I'll pull these off real quick. Now I have had issues where I've been using this tool with this pack on it, and the head would fit beautifully, and the pack ended up becoming an issue, which is really weird. And it's not like a one-time thing. I've had it happen multiple times, and I've never had that happen with this setup. So it's kind of goofy, but I mean, you can kind of see the size difference there. It's incredible. This is a 4 amp hour pack from Bosch, the Bosch core. Again, get that close there. It's longer, it's slightly taller, they're wider. It's just a physically much larger battery pack. And it's a 3 amp hour. So same cell technology, but slightly less amp hours, and it's quite a bit larger. So, but for this, I wanted to have this on here so that it was as fair as possible when we're driving in some structural screws. So other than the batteries and some of that stuff, I really like this 1/2 inch socket fitting on here, so I can just throw a socket on and go. I don't need an adapter. But if you're running 1/4 inch stuff all day, you've got that right there. Works great. The light on this is pretty comparable in terms of lighting up a workspace and the quality there. And I do like that on the Bosch you can actually turn it off if you don't need it. Not that it's little things like that that may or may not turn you on or off. So and then obviously you've got your speed settings there, really similar to the Milwaukee. So in terms of that, so that's kind of those two. And I still really like this. This is a great tool, and I actually think this is probably going to end up being faster and more powerful. And then looking at the drill drivers, so this is again the Gen 3 Milwaukee. This is I should read off these model numbers for you guys so you know exactly which ones I'm talking about. So the 280420, it's their compact hammer drill driver. It feels incredibly powerful, especially for the size that it is. This was the 2853-20. So that's the Gen 3 impact driver. The Bosch is the GDX 18 volt 1800C. And then this was not in that original video. This came out later, and I ended up swapping out drills and purchasing this one. So this is the GSR 18V 535 FC. So this is a really cool tool. Excited to share this one with you guys. So this is essentially, if you've seen some of my other videos, I did some reviews on the Bosch 12 volt Flexi Clicks. They're a multi-chuck drill driver, so it gives you a lot of versatility. Well, they finally brought, I think this had been out overseas for a while, finally made it to North America. This is an 18 volt version of that. So you can see on the front here, kind of looks funky. So this is a standard 1/4 inch quick release. You can run it just as it is, and that's a great size. I mean, you compare that. This is a compact hammer drill. It really is. This is a compact drill. But you look at the difference there. I mean, massive, right? So you can run it like that if you've got 1/4 inch bits or you're using some sort of 1/4 inch. But then you get into a weird situation. You have all of these different chuck adapters. So you've got an offset one here, and these just interface right on beautifully. You get that locked in, and then you have just about infinite variability there. You can just turn that around, lock that in, and it locks into place, and you're running. So that has come in super handy a few different times. This was another one. It's come in just incredibly useful. So again, you lock it into place, and then you can get this and move this into just about any angle you want, and then you can lock it into place, right? So you got that. You have your standard drill chuck if you need that. But then what makes this really interesting and kind of cool, I haven't tested it out yet, but I need to real soon. This as a unit doesn't have a hammer function, right? Just like this one would. This has a hammer function. This doesn't. Unless you get yourself this. Now this, that's going to be upside down, is an SDS adapter for this. So now it's extremely large, okay, I'll give you that. But now this is a true hammer drill, just like this, but you actually get the SDS Plus bit fittings, which is incredibly cool. So, I mean, just the weight of this alone would make me, I mean, it's extremely heavy. So I've got to believe that this is really robust, and that the hammer and anvil and all that in there, it probably works incredibly well. So it's cool. You've got a nice lightweight tool. Doesn't have the hammer setting in there. You can use this all day. You need to do something in concrete, you can throw this on. You get that versatility there. You can just run your SDS Plus bits. Those are super handy. They just click right in. It's a quick release system, and boom, you're chewing through concrete. So it would be fun to possibly do maybe a test on that soon, and even compare it with something like this. But I think that's just awesome because, again, it keeps this very compact, very lightweight. It just fits my hand really well, so I like it. The other thing that I like that the Milwaukee doesn't offer yet, and I hope they do on their next generation, is they have a, what do they call it? I'm going to look. It's kickback control is what they're calling it. So other companies are doing this as well, but if you're running this, you'll see this light turn on. If it detects that this is going to whip, like I'm losing control, it's bound up on something, it's grabbed. Instead of my wrist taking all that force, possibly getting injured, anything like that, this will detect it and kill power to the drill. And no matter how long I hold that trigger down, it will not power up the drill until I release the trigger and re-engage. I mean, that for me is huge, saves your wrist, and trust me, these tools have massive amounts of torque, and you can ruin your wrist really quick. So I'll just kind of show you what that looks like real quick. There we go. So you got to get it going. You can see it flashing. But as soon as it detects some sort of whip, see, I haven't let go of the trigger, it will not power on. It just locks itself out. So, boom. So there is a way, I believe, you can go through and adjust the sensitivity to it. You can make it basically engage sooner versus, or increase the time. I don't know how they set it from the factory, but it's a cool feature, very cool feature. So that's about it as far as features and kind of why I really like these tools. They just, again, they fit so well, and some of the additional features that I get out of them, I may be losing a little bit in terms of performance, torque, speed, those types of things. But in my day-to-day use, I've just not found an occasion where I was severely wanting more power. Just to be honest, it just didn't happen. So the battery packs have been phenomenal. Again, these are 4 amp hours. They last a long time. They charge really quickly. The only other thing that I'll point out real quick, so Milwaukee does have what they call a 1-key option, and it's basically a software system. It's built into the tool, and you can access it with your phone, and they give you all kinds of cool different features within them. You can track them, lock them out, do all kinds of things. You can adjust speeds and stuff like that more on like a nuanced level than you can here. But you have to buy the tool that is 1-key enabled. This isn't a 1-key tool, right? So no matter what, this will never have that ability. What I do appreciate about the Bosch system is a lot of their tools are coming with, you can see that built into the handle there. So it doesn't come with a Bluetooth module, and I can't open it without maybe with a screwdriver or something here. Let's see, sorry. There we go. So there it is. Cover comes off. It locks in. It's got a nice seal, so it's waterproof and everything. But basically, you would have a Bluetooth module in here, and I'm not going to be able to get this protective cover plate off, really. I should probably leave it in there, just so I don't damage anything. But anyways, you can get a Bluetooth module from Bosch. It goes in there, and it gives you some of those options. What's nice about that is you can buy this tool. You don't need that software. Don't buy it. Don't buy the modules. You're good to go. You decide later on, you know what? That could actually be really helpful for me. Boom. Get the module. You throw it in. Tool's enabled. With the Milwaukee, this is what it is. Now, as long as you know that going into it, great. But down the road, you decide, you know what? I need 1 key, or I really want it. It'd be really handy. This tool's not going to do it. I have to go out and buy a new tool. So I appreciate that because it kind of just gives you more versatility with the tools and allows you to purchase them and then decide later if that's a worthwhile upgrade for you. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to, I'll get it close. But anyways, so what I want to do though, before I talk too much longer, is I've got a piece of 4x6 pressure treated. I'm going to set that up here. It'll be kind of hokey pokey, but it'll be what it's going to be. And I'm going to take these 2 impact drivers. We're going to get some probably like 5-inch structural screws. We're going to drive those in, and I'm just going to kind of show you kind of the speed difference between these tools. Again, I think the Milwaukees are probably more powerful. I'm just going to say that up front. So if you need power and like you want all the power in the world, right, in your tool, probably just look right at the Milwaukee, look at the DeWalt's, some of those other tools, because they've probably got that edge there for sure. Again, the Bosch, I've just really enjoyed working with them, and I've never been in a situation where the power was an issue. So I'm going to get that set up real quick, and I'll be right back. All right. So we are back. Got my big old piece of pressure treated here. Again, this is a 4x6. I'm going to be driving in some 5-inch structural screws. These are structural screws from U2 fasteners. I've gotten some samples from them. Very impressive. They're very nice. As you know, if you can get your hands on them, I would definitely recommend them. Those are like the Spax, and then obviously like Fastenmaster. They all make some incredible structural screws. So if you need something like that, definitely check those 3 brands out. So I got the Milwaukee here. It's on speed 3, right? Full battery. I did make sure this one was charged up. And I'm just going to drive one in here. I've kind of got a split here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, so I'm going to kind of go to the side here to try and avoid that. But we'll just get this started here. Okay, we're good. All right, here it goes. That's fast. That's real fast. And I mean, countersunk it, whole 9 yards, right? Very fast. So we'll grab the Bosch and see how it does. This is a almost full battery. I had it on the charger I think yesterday, so, and I've used it a little bit, so it's gotten probably most of the charge. Let's make sure it's on speed 3. There we go. I'm gonna turn that light on because I actually like it. So I'm gonna kind of go in line here. Hopefully you guys, let's go right here. Okay, right. In case that splits. That looks good. Right there. Ready. Go. So that was it. Probably took, what, extra 2 seconds maybe? Something like that. So it's definitely slower. Countersunk it, just as nice, but it's definitely not as fast. No doubt about that. Oops, I just dropped one of them. I'm gonna grab that real quick because I do want to drive one more in with each tool here, just to show you guys. So, I mean, take that for what it is. Like I said, I kind of figured the Milwaukee was going to be probably much faster. It's probably I just don't know the torque specs on it right at the moment. I just didn't look, but I would just about guarantee that it's got more. But again, this is going to do the task. It gets the task done. It drives it just as nice. It'll drive it just as deep. It's just not as fast. So there's 2 with that. I'll show you one more with. Okay, one feature I always forget about this. This is one feature I do love on the Milwaukees, is that quick release, the 1/4-inch release. It just locks in. You don't have to play with this. You don't have to pull this out to get it to slide back in and lock in. And I don't know if there's any other manufacturer that I know of that does it that way, but I love it. It's super nice. So we're gonna come down here, Milwaukee. We'll do one more. It's fast. It's a fast tool. So again, if you guys need just raw power, you need as much speed as possible, this is probably your tool. This or one of the other manufacturers, possibly DeWalt or Makita or someone like that. Definitely look into them. But again, if you're not as concerned about it or you're looking for some other features, don't feel bad about looking at other tools and considering other options, and just realize I might not be getting the same tool in terms of speed or power, but if it's going to handle the task that you throw at it and you're not worried about the tool breaking under stress or something like that, get something that's going to fit your hand well. It's going to have the features that you want, and go from there. So I'm going to pull these out because next I want to do a drill driver test. I want to just drill a hole through this and show you guys kind of what those look like. Again, I'm almost positive that the Milwaukee is going to be a faster, more powerful tool. So, but we'll take a look and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to pull these back out. So, done. So I'm going to get this spun around here. This is going to be a little bit hokey, and I do apologize for that, but it is what I've got in terms of room. This is all I've got. So that looks good here. And I've already drilled some holes doing other tests on other things. So let me grab a couple of bits here. Watch my head. So these are spider bits. I'm going to do a little plug for them here. I'm not paid or anything. I just really like these spider bits. You can find these over at Lowe's, the stingers. So it's got an auto feed tip. It looks a lot like the, I think Bosch had some like this for a while. There it is. This is an 11/16. I've only used it 3 times, I think. So we'll use that to test it out. But these have been incredibly durable. They're sharp. They bite really well. And the price point on these is pretty spectacular. So I've also been using their miter saw blades, some other tools. I don't want to go on a big long-winded rant on those, but so far every product I've used from Spyder has been incredible. So I'm actually going to swap batteries here from the Bosch because this one's got more of a charge. Okay, so Bosch, this is the GSR 18V535FC. So it's a great tool. I've been enjoying it. So I've got it on, let's do speed 2. We'll see what it does. Speed 2, it's on drill. Let's see here. That looks fair enough. Okay, let's see if it'll handle it in speed 2. 11/16 bit. Did the work. Did the work. Nice and clean. I wish I could show you guys how clean those holes are. These bits, man, they are amazing. So I'm gonna, okay, the other cool thing, and a lot of bits are doing this now, but you have the 1/4 inch adapter. Boom. You got this drill driver, you're going. You don't have to have a drill chuck. You don't have to sit there and fiddle with it. You throw it in, you drill out your hole. It's small, it's compact. I really love that. So let's grab the Milwaukee Speed 2 on this. Got it in drill mode. And it does have a full battery. I did make sure these batteries the Milwaukees were fully charged before I got in here. So okay. So we're gonna find another spot here. This looks nice right here. You guys can see that. It's Milwaukee Speed 2. So it went through faster, no doubt about that. It's hard to tell when you're the person doing it exactly how much faster, but for you at home, I'm sure you guys will be able to tell. Maybe I can get a timer set up on the video here so that you guys can see that. Let's do one more just to show this bad boy off. It is a monster. I'll give them that, man. That tool, that spins. It's got some punch to it. Okay, Bosch, let's see here. Let's give it one more whirl. Let's go right here. That looks fair enough. Oh, look at that. I don't know if I am through. So just started to bite through the bottom side, but it bound up. So this is speed 2. So it made it through. It bound up right at the last second there. I could feel the tip just poking through, but it did bind up and then, you know, it did finish the task though. So again, there's your comparison for you guys who are wanting to know. The Milwaukee, it's a killer good set. It really is. It's fast, it's mean, it's tough. The feature set and then the ergonomics on the Bosch still do it for me. So I'm going to be sticking with them. But again, you guys, you got to pick the tool that's right for you. If you need the most powerful tool, there it is. There it is for you. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. I enjoy doing videos like this. I would love to do some more extensive testing here soon too, and maybe bring in some other brands as well. One thing that I wanted to tell you that I'm really excited about, if you've seen some of my other content on the channel, I was doing some tests with some 12-volt multi-chuck drill drivers. So I had Bosch, I had Festool, Milwaukee, and Metabo. So I had those four. Ended up having two Bosches, their first generation and second generation. It was a lot of fun to do that, and I was really hopeful, and it pulled out. It worked out. I got in the Hilti. This is the SFE 2-A12. This is Hilti's multi-chuck 12-volt drill driver. I've been using this a little bit. This thing is nice. It is very nice. In the previous testing, the Metabo kind of reigned supreme in terms of efficiency, but this may do the trick. This may give it a run for its money. So very cool. I'm going to be doing a video on that here soon. So if you guys want to check that out, please hit that subscribe button and be sure to check that out, because Hilti may be taking a crown there. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, please drop it down below. I love reading all that stuff and hopefully being as helpful as I can. Or if you guys would like to suggest some content that you would see, whether it's with the Hilt or the Milwaukee, the Bosch, or something else in general, let me know. And hope to catch you guys in the next one. Take care.